It's no secret that events involving police brutality have been one of the most talked about issues in the United States this year outside of COVID-19. After the deaths of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and countless other black Americans by police officers, the largest social justice and civil rights movement that our generation has ever seen began. It seemed like every major American city or small town has had multiple protests with the same message: Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter is more than a slogan, however, it is an organization. According to the official Black Lives Matter website, Black Lives Matter was founded in 2013 in response to the acquittal of the person who shot teenager Trayvon Martin. Black Lives Matter Foundation, Inc. is a global organization in the US, UK, and Canada whose mission is to eradicate white supremacy and build local power to intervene in violence inflicted on black communities by the government, authority, and citizens turned vigilante. They try to accomplish this by combating and countering acts of violence against people of color, creating a safe space for black imagination and innovation, and centering black joy. When recent events of black Americans being killed by police took the media by storm, many Black Lives Matter supporters demanded that police be reformed or defunded. According to a direct clip from the official Black Lives Matter website, as long as we continue to pump money into our corrupt criminal system at the expense of housing, health, and education investments, we will never truly be safe. That's why we are calling to defund the police and invest in communities. The organization has argued that tax money should be distributed to other underfunded social service programs, as well as changing how police interact with the public and how they take suspects into custody. They also fight for police reform so no more innocent black Americans have to die at the hands of police, or at least without consequences. This recharged social justice movement was initially met with three other groups of people, or slogans: Blue Lives Matter, Back the Blue, and All Lives Matter. Blue Lives Matter is not an official organization. However, it is a vocal group of people online who believe that the police are necessary and disrespected in our country. Blue Lives Matter seeks to honor and recognize the actions of law enforcement, strengthen public support for them, and provide additional resources to law enforcement officers and their families. Connected to people who supported the idea that Blue Lives Matter is a group called Back the Blue. According to Act for America, Back the Blue is an Act for America activism campaign focused on building community support for our local police officers. In their words, with radical leftist protesters constantly vilifying our local heroes, it is our job to stand up and defend their honor. Since late May, these two groups have been sparring on the internet and at large protests, including one here in Holbrook on August 18th of this year. There's also the third section of people or slogans you may have heard that say all lives matter. Those who use this term claim that everyone's lives matter and that there is no real oppression or racial inequality in our country, and therefore no need for protests or movements to improve the lives of any group. Regardless of whatever stance you have on the story, it is important that you take the time to educate yourself on the topic of racism and social justice in our country. Lastly, we at Blue News would like to say we firmly condemn any act, language, or otherwise that seeks to demean anyone based on their race, religion, gender, or sexual orientation, or anything that makes someone who they are. We can become the generation to tackle these issues. This is Matthew Messina, back to you in the studio.